Hello friends, Coco Mojo here, back with another vault opening video. This one is going to be a pretty short one actually, because I did, let's count it, 3 vault runs this week, 1 on each tune. So definitely a bit of a slow week for M+, mostly because of it being a really busy week for IRL. But let's take a look. What do we want? As usual, we want a ruby or a new weapon on this guy. We have gone back to opening our vaults in Moonkin loot spec. The idea is we just want DPS trinkets or a caster weapon, because we already got a scale before. So, haste verse versus the verse mastery with a socket. That's a nice little upgrade actually. We'll take those. What do we have? Fortified bolstering quaking. Bolstering fortified is that's a spicy combo actually. Bolstering is a lot easier now that it lasts, I think it's 20 seconds, but it's still kind of painful. Let's go to the hunter next and see what we get here. Alright, what do we have? Let's take a look at our items and see what we would want. I think we are permanently in anima battery farming mode. Like, that's the one thing that I really, really want. But we could use some new jewelry. We could use a little bit of everything, honestly. You know, better gloves, new jewelry, better trinkets. But overall, this tune's gear is looking pretty solid, so I have no serious complaints. Your melee attacks have a high chance to attach a volatile satchel onto your target upon reaching 3 stacks, or when removed, the volatile satchel detonates and deals fire damage. With mastery? Yeah, so we get 2 tokens. That's a bit of a bummer. I mean, maybe I should have simmed that first, but I can't see a world where a high mastery trinket is worth losing agility. Mastery is very bad for a survival hunter. Like, if we take a look at what mastery does for us, let's find it. You and your pet's focus spending abilities deal 22% damage. When your pet is active, you both regenerate HP per second. So the HPS is fine, but the big problem is that mastery buffs our focus spending ability damage, and most of our damage is coming from bombs, right? If we look at any key and look at any of the damage breakdown, all of your damage is coming from either your kill command, which does not cost focus, or bombs. And so, I mean, where's Carve? Carve is this is surprisingly low actually. I think I need to work on carving more. But Carve is like the one case where you get DPS from mastery, right? Because it costs focus to cast Carve. So everything else is bombs, and it does not cost focus. So we do not care about focus. We do not care about mastery at all. So yeah, that's a bit of a bummer. Would have loved to see that be an anima battery, but that's okay. Let's check out the rogue. All right, and we are opening our vaults in outlaw loot spec because we want an outlaw weapon. I think we have a, let's see if I can find it, this 272 mace. This 272 mace. So I think that if we could get a higher item level outlaw weapon, that would be pretty sweet. Let's see what we've got here though. Anything else that would be good? Some better boots. Not that. That is not what we're looking for. Crit haste back. We take the tokens. And we haven't really done any high keys on this tune, or really any of our tunes for a while, so our keys are just slowly decaying, which is kind of a big sad, but it is what it is. I'm, at this point, basically just in maintenance mode until I move, and I actually have time to play the video game, because right now between work and getting ready to move across the country, I just have no time whatsoever. So I'm getting to spend just like a couple hours per week playing the game. So yeah, let's see for the keys. So yeah, we talked about fortified, bolstering, quaking, encrypted. So quaking sucks if you're a caster that needs to plant or has like a really tight window to get your DPS in. Think of like arcane mage, think of demonology warlock. But for all the classes that I play, and probably a lot of you are playing, quaking is like a non-issue. For melee, it can be a bit of a pain if you have a melee stacked group and everyone's quaking each other and taking a bunch of avoidable damage. But just try to minimize your movement. I feel like one of the big problems that melee players often have is like when they're in the zone, they let me see if I can find, where's my, like, you're fighting a thing and you're just like running around like a crazy person. And if your teammates are here and you're just quaking each other because your teammates are also running around like crazy people, then you know you're just going to take a lot of avoidable damage, and that could be really bad in some keys. Bolstering fortified, this is going to be spicy. Like, the big problem is with fortified, your tank is going to want to be pressing buttons to live at the start of a pull, and then they're going to need the buttons to continue living near the end of a pull, where normally like the end of a pull, like the tank is like just doing some soft kiting, or you know, it's just generally not taking a lot of damage because the dangerous parts of the pull are over already. But bolstering kind of makes it so both the start and the end of a pull are dangerous, and so that's going to be a little bit painful. As a rogue, you're going to want to be looking to use some stuns on dangerous mobs, you know, throughout the pull, not just at the start. You know, if you can get some stuns early and then try to land some stuns at the end of the pull as well, that's going to be good. If you're playing Resto Druid, kind of same idea, but with healing, you're going to want to be front loading your tank with hots at the start of the pull so that they're really safe going into the pull and can get all their stuff rolling. But then you're going to want to be making sure you're refreshing all of those hots. Like, sometimes I'll personally neglect the tank about halfway through the pull because they're usually pretty safe, and then that lets me focus on DPS and trying to speed up the run. And I think you're going to have to spend a little bit more time healing this week just to keep up with that bolstering. Yeah, and then as a survival hunter, you just keep pressing bomb and kill command and carve, and you'll be fine. But jokes aside, binding shot, right? Spec into binding shot, help your tank do some soft kiting, or just get the heck out of there entirely. Try to keep the mobs grouped up so people can efficiently DPS. That's the main idea there. But all right, friends, thanks for tuning in and watching. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I'm hoping to, I have a couple videos that have been kind of in the works. I'm hoping to spend a little bit of time picking away at those this week and getting those wrapped up. So keep an eye out for those, and I will see you in the next one.